Oh shit.
It's the one you can't fuck with. 16, the underground icon. You stuck with a motherfucking problem. Y'all niggas in trouble now. You saw 8 Mile 7 about to bubble now.
Welcome back.
Welcome back, y'all. Yeah. That one.
There's smoke all in your
That
face.
one stung a bit. Okay. Welcome back, y'all, to the next episode of
Don't do that.
Wicked Wednesday.
Wicked.
Wednesdays.
Yeah.
So hopefully, again, y'all staying warm. Getting it together.
Still cold.
Still cold.
Michigan.
Exactly. So, two topics that I'm actually to have is Whitmer had signed some bills in to ban landlords from refusing renters' income source. And the other one is Pharmacist to have license revoked after admitting to filing out fake prescriptions for himself. The excuse for it is something else. Is something else. So I get it, but it's something else. So don't you, sir?
Well,
Wow.
one of my topics, I had to turn the music off. We'll talk more about that topic when I get to it. But needless to say, 229. That's the Easter egg that I will leave you for that particular topic. The other topic, I have some, not don't do that's, but kind of advice, or just motivational word or two for whoever needs to hear it.
For whoever, if the shoe fits, wear it.
And then we're going to talk about Mortal Kombat! Mortal Kombat 2 is, unfortunately, I am a movie buff and I look around for you guys so y'all can know what's coming up, like the Voltron movie and whatnot. But I saw a trailer for this movie and I know it's legit, but it has no release date.
That's not always a good thing.
I'm not sure what to do with that. And for those that didn't know, I just popped in my head to remind y'all that they are trying to do a G.I. Joe / Transformers movie.
Okay.
Team up.
All right.
So, yeah, there's that.
All right. I mean, they may as well. They already introduced the military into it anyway, so I mean.
Hasbro.
May as well. Ooh.
They tried to cross-pollinate because Hasbro has Transformers as the toy line, and they also have, G.I. Joe as the toy line, so they're trying to... Smart move. I like it.
I don't see why not.
Why not?
Exactly.
New figures and new vehicle Transformers can come from this.
No, not just that, but new content.
Yeah.
New content.
Off an iconic IP.
Yeah.
See what I did there?
Okay, so Whitmer signs final bills to ban landlords from refusing renters' income source. Now it was published the 17th. So, but Governor Whitmer signed the final bills on Thursday, January 16th, of a new housing discrimination law that offers more protection to renters. Now, the two House bills, 4062 and 4063, are part of a tie-barred package that prevent landlords from denying a renter housing based on their source of income, like housing vouchers. Now, we have seen people across our state denied safe, affordable housing based on their source of income for far too long. Now, Governor Whitmer signing this critical legislation sends a clear message. Every Michigander will have the dignity of putting a roof over their head no matter where they get their income. Under the law, the landlords cannot deny a renter housing based on their source of income, including Section 8 housing, choice vouchers, public assistance, veteran benefits, Social Security, supplemental security income, or other retirement programs. It also defines source of income. within Michigan's Elliott Larson Civil Rights Act, meaning renters are allowed to sue if they believe landlords are discriminating against them. The law only applies to landlords with 5 or more units. More than 24 organizations supported this bill, including the Michigan State Housing Development Authority, the Michigan Association of United Ways, and housing groups throughout the state. They are opposed by the Michigan Chamber of Commerce, National Federation of Independent Business, and the Property Management Association of Michigan. This legislation will help families, seniors, veterans, and individuals with disabilities across the state secure safe and stable housing regardless of how they pay their rent. Housing is a basic necessity, and I'm proud to see this vital protection signed into law. Now, other bills passed during the lame duck update, the process of gathering evidence in human trafficking cases. Now the thing is housing should never be discriminated against anybody to begin with. But what needs to be really discriminated against is these landlords price gouging. Alright, let's be realistic. Some of these places are not worth $800-900. Apartments on top of that, and your heat's not even included?
Facts.
Suck it off.
Big facts.
At the end of the day, there should never be any kind of discrimination when it comes to where you lay your head at. But there needs to be the fact that you should, there needs to be a cap on rent, bro. Like, period. At the end of the day, no. Now, hopefully, places like, if you're local around here, Garneau, they just shut that man down anyway, since he's just a property manager of all the properties that he actually owns. He doesn't really own any of them. He only manages them. But we'll see, and see how well that goes for people like that. So, we'll see from there. We'll see how it ends up going for those out here when it comes to housing and whatnot. But just be known that there are other ways for them to be able to stop you from renting a house. You know, background checks, all that other good jazz. They are allowed to do that. Because depending on where you live at, you do have schools around you, and you are allowed to be susceptible to background checks. So just hopefully your record is clear and they don't hold that against you. Because God forbid you try to make a better life. On to you, sir.
Okay,
all right.
Let's do this real quick.
Graduated, summa cum laude. He wasn't a beater, and now he's in the new Audi. To the single mother making it work with no help from the father who's a deadbeat jerk. To the tough guy who was in the gang, now he's banging for the Lord. Out here doing his thing. To the drunk at the hood store.
I just wanted to have a quick moment of positivity. That's called Raise Your Glass, and that's from the the first installment, the original. You know, like I said, we're doing Star Wars, the first trilogy in reverse. So that was Return of the Jedi, which is Return of Hip Hop, which is available on Spotify right now. Very positive song, Raise Your Glass. Because I'm going into something really negative. The 229 that I brought to you before is the number of people of color who have been murdered by police since George Floyd. After him, 229. Mind you, when I started looking at this list to study for a song that I'm doing for the trilogy for Green 16, because it's the type of hip-hop where I do Public Enemy, X-Clan type songs, Poor Righteous Teacher type songs, Tribe Called Quest type songs, old school hip-hop, Boogie Down Productions type songs, right? We don't have that anymore, okay? So I'm studying for this song, and I want to talk about, you know, the subject matter of people of color being killed by the police senselessly, right? When I look at this list of the 229, this doesn't even mention Robert Brooks. This was before him. So he's 230, and I'm sure if I go through a couple of episodes of our show, I will find up to 235, okay, of men who, men or women who have been just, their lives gone. You know what I'm saying? And this is just...
That's approximately 46 lives a year for 5 years.
That's insane. Okay, and so yes, there are also other people of other colors that
which is
are
about
being,
4 a month.
That are being, hurt by the police and killed by the police as well. But like I say jokingly, when I use my man that plays Venom, when I use Tom Hardy, when I use his "That's not my daddy's tractor." Yeah, there are white people and that are getting killed by the police, but that's not my daddy's tractor. My daddy's tractor is the black people, because I'm black. Okay? People of color it's my bag, baby. So, yeah, I'll acknowledge that there are also injustices going on to people that are not my race. But 230 plus, bro? Since George Floyd? And how many arrests? How many people had more than just time off? Suspended. Google it. Just Google it. It'll piss you off. It'll piss you off. This needs to stop. We need to figure it out. They need to be trained better. They need to stop covering their cams when they know they're doing some questionable shit. Stop covering your cam. If you think it's questionable, open up your mouth. Oh no, we all cops, we stick together. That's how they teach us. Okay, but if he doing something wrong, you still ain't gonna say nothing? You just gonna cover up your cam, right? Right? Okay. I swear, man. Back to the music. It's sad. It's sad.
Because it is 4 people a month, 1 person a week.
It's sad. And Robert Brooks, we're still waiting on an update for him, where he literally, let's say it was worse than Rodney King, because Rodney King walked away. Rodney King lived after he got his ass whooped. He lived to say, "Can't we all get along?" Robert Brooks didn't. And this is recently. This is years after Rodney, bro. Years after Rodney. Decades. And we still ain't got no better. We still ain't got this right. The police are still not trained well enough to seek out other ways of subduing someone that they suspect of wrongdoing. Really? Yeah, okay.
Alright. Pharmacist to have license revoked after admitting to filling out fake prescriptions for himself. Owasso, Michigan. A pharmacist who worked for the Owasso Rite Aid is set to have his license revoked this weekend for filling out fake prescriptions and using the drugs for himself.
Wow.
So,
wow.
Excuse me if I butcher the name. Venkata Ramana Murthy Kolor admitted that he started to the fraudulent activity in 2021 to deal with stress and to focus at work. The drugs he prescribed himself include hydrocodone, which is an opioid,
Yeah.
lorazepam, which is a benzodiazepine,
The hard shit.
and phentermine, which
Hard
is a stimulant. Kahlua also admitted to stealing several non-controlled medications for personal use, Tylenol, stuff like that. An investigation began in 2023 after a Rite Aid profit protection analysis conducted a data review at the Owasso pharmacy and found that several prescriptions, mostly phentermine, were likely fraudulent. According to the court documents, Kahlua said this happened after he returned to the United States from India during the COVID-19 pandemic, where he lost several family members to the virus, including his wife. Court documents said that Kahlua said the trauma he has from those circumstances led to his later actions. Court documents also said that he expressed regret and does not intend on returning to Michigan to practice in the health field. In July, he was sentenced to 4 counts of controlled substance obtaining by fraud. He served 1 day in jail and to pay hundreds in court fees. His license will be revoked if it was revoked on Monday. But the thing is again, heartfelt, you lost people during COVID-19.
Yeah.
As did several other people.
Yes.
Okay. Now, mind you, you committed fraud. Okay. Right. Okay. And you self-medicated. You stole federal property. Any other normal person for fraud, example here, did a year in jail. All right. Now, obviously, we know you're not going to practice medicine, as you shouldn't practice medicine anywhere, to be honest with you, just like anybody else. You shouldn't be allowed. I'm sorry. That excuse is kind of null and void in my thought, because again, everybody else has lost people during the pandemic. Other people have lost family members in the pandemic.
And they didn't do
Other
that.
people have lost their wives, husbands during the pandemic. Oh my God, they lost their children
They didn't do
during the pandemic. But if they were to do something like that, they would be in jail. All right, you spent 1 day in jail. Ooh, how was it? You spent 1 day in jail, and I bet you it was downtown jail where you actually probably had a little bit of a cot there, and not an actual jail where you had the cement mattress and the cement pillow where you had to put your toilet paper underneath the pillow.
Or the itchy blanket.
Oh yeah, that wool gray blanket.
That gray itchy blanket.
Oh, let's not forget about the white one with holes in it.
Hop down in the comments if you know about the itchy blanket.
The gray woolly itchy blanket. And then you also had the Bob Barker shoes.
Ooh, the Bob Barkers.
Yup, the Bob Barkers. Then you
the
had
shower shoes. Gotta have those.
Some of the women did not have the regular sandals. They had some that had some little heel thing on it or whatever, things like that. Let's not talk about the floppy ass razors that you gotta use to be able to try and then return them after you had to. God, that scar is still on my ankle.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Let me see.
The shampoo that don't even shampoo.
Oh, and wait a minute. What about the cake? The cake, because they don't give you actual, no, I'm good. They don't give you actual sugar
packets.
So they have this little piece of cake that's kind of sweet, and what you have to do is you have to dump that in your cornflakes to try and get some flavor to your cornflakes, because they give you just straight up bland cornflakes.
Popcorn salted chips. Popcorn salt chips, they were actually really good.
And
let's not forget the cut up sausages.
I'm gonna save the best for last, but they had, of course, the Kool-Aid with no sugar, and everybody said it had soft Peter in it because it keep everybody docile.
And not
but yeah, I don't know
keep
how
that testosterone limp.
But and then my all-time favorite, number one, for people that really know, the cook-up. How many people know about the cook-up though? Do you know about the cook up? If you don't know about the cook up, I can't tell you about the cook up. But for those that know about the cook up, some of us even came home and made the cook up. Facts. Facts. All right, you got another one?
No, that's all
No?
I got, bro.
All right, so I got one more, and it is just a small bit of advice, and it simply says, hold on, let me go to it. Because I couldn't even go through all 229 names.
There's no way we wouldn't have time, you guys.
That would be a whole show, but there has been 229. And then Robert Brooks, we reported on that here on the show, and we still are waiting on updates on that, but that is another one. Okay, it says, use your haters as motivation. Let people who stay saying you can't be the fuel that says you can. Success is the sweetest revenge. And with that, Pot to take you out.
Alright, y'all. Thanks again for coming out and seeing us. We'll see you on Friday's episode on F It Friday. So don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and get notified. So make sure you get notifications for each and every time we drop new content. So we will see you next time, y'all. Peace.